demonic wisdom because they still had the wisdom of their watcher parents, but yet they still needed a human body. Hey, this is Unrefined Podcast. Welcome to another episode. Hey, everybody. This is a new Epishow that we're doing. It's Brandon and my co-host, Lindsy.
Hey, everybody.
And Nathan. Hello. Yeah, that's an interesting type voice for what we're talking about tonight. But this is our new Epishow that we're doing, and that's what we're calling these Epishows. Kind of a play on, episode and show, and it's called We're Watching You. The Epishow is basically a deep dive into movies. Try to take a deep dive into these movies, looking at any kind of predictive programming, occult influence, just anything fringy that's fun. And so we're trying to have fringy fun with this little venture we're doing here. And so that's what we're after here. Anyway, so the movie that we did this month was an interesting movie. I had seen it years ago, and it's Lindsay's pick. It was called Dark City. And it was directed by Alexander Proyas. And we'll take a deep dive into that tonight. So who wants to start off? Somebody give us a plot summary, a real small plot summary of it. Go for it.
Well, I guess I can take a crack at it. Okay, so basically it's, I guess I'll start with what you know at first. Yeah. This guy, you see this kind of literally a dark city. It's at night. This guy wakes up in a bathtub and doesn't know what's going on. He finds different stuff. There's a woman's body there, and he's freaking out, and he has to go and figure out who he is. Meanwhile, the police come by there and find out his name, and
we're going to go ahead and tell you this, you guys. This is a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen this movie, just stop now and go watch it. That way you'll know what we're talking about, and we won't completely spoil it for you. Yeah, it's a really an interesting movie. There's a lot of it's literally sort of dark, like what Lindsay said earlier. It's how you say it, film noir.
Film noir, yeah.
Yeah, and
hard-boiled detective movies.
Yeah. And the other interesting thing my wife said about when we were watching it is it's a lot like an old Twilight Zone, the old black and white Twilight Zones. It's got to feel like that. But it was really funny. Lindsay and I knew what movie it reminded us of the most, and we waited for everybody when we were watching it. We waited for everybody to get to the point where they like, oh yeah, we see what it is. And Nathan was the first to figure it out. What was it, Nathan?
What movie was similar to?
Yeah. The one we were waiting for.
The Matrix.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a lot like The Matrix. And I found that out because they always call John by his last name, and following with Mr., which reminded me of what's his name from The Matrix? Agent. What was it? Agent and
what was his name? Mr.
Was it Mr.? No, it was Agent something.
But he called it Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, he always said Mr. Anderson.
Talking to the Keanu. Yeah, talking to the Keanu Reeves character.
And I always thought that, I immediately thought that if the Black Hat men called him Mr. Murdoch, I immediately thought of that.
Yeah. And the Black Hat men that you're talking about, when you've seen the movie that Nathan was talking about, they're called the Strangers. and they are the antagonist of the show. And they were aliens inside human bodies that had expired, and they had abducted quite a few Earthlings from Earth and put them in a city. Hey, all you awesome Unrefined fans out there, if you'd like to hear the rest of this awesome episode, then join our community by becoming a member at unrefinedpodcast.com. Thanks, guys.